So the US-made AIM-9X Sidewinder is arriving to War Thunder on board the new SAM systems. And honestly, I think we're going to see the 9X on aircraft in the near future. Real quick, before we dive too far into this one, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Only about 6% of my current viewers are subscribed, and it really helps with the channel. And you can always unsubscribe later if you don't, like the content. So the AIM-9X is an upgraded AIM-9M. It has thrust vectoring. It has at least in later versions, has a better IRCCM. And the 9X has been quite asked for onboard aircraft for a very long time due to its high AOA potential, its thrust vectoring, to be more comparable to that of the R-73. Now, the AIM-9X is finally arriving to War Thunder, but it is not arriving on board aircraft yet. But I do think, because we have the addition of all these other new IR missiles on board other SAM systems like the IRIST and the Python 5, I do believe that in the near future, and a couple updates from now, we will see the 9X arriving on aircraft. I think the big reason why they didn't want to put the AIM-9X on aircraft now is that would mean they have to add other IR missiles, and it just makes sense to save that for another update if they're already adding so much in this update. And then as far as actually adding the AIM-120C5 to aircraft, I feel like that the reason for that is they didn't want to add 2 new missiles for the US and not give a single one to their aircraft, and also to, I guess, compete with the R-77-1, even though technically the AIM-120s are still already technically like better than the R-77, at least for the most part. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So the 9X, like I said, are already only aboard the SAM system for the US. And I think it's pretty safe to say that when it does arrive, we'll see it on, at bare minimum, the F-A-18C late, the F-15E, probably the F-15C, and the F-16C. That was what just makes the most sense. I am not too sure on if the Harrier carries it or sure only carries the 9M. I also heard a lot of people talking about the AH-1 Zulu getting the 9X, but it doesn't actually carry the 9X IRL. It only carries the AIM-9M. And then on top of all of that, I think, like I said, I still think we're some time away from this actually happening. I think we're going to have to wait and see some updates come around. I don't think they wanted to add everything all at once, which, makes sense. They have to save some content for later things. I heard a lot of people saying that we might see the 9X and IRIST and Python 5 arrive on the aircraft when we see 5th gen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to use it as a filler for when they have an update that doesn't necessarily add as much cool stuff. Maybe even the next update or the update next after that. It'll just have to kind of depend and see what they want to do. I think they're going to want to have it and use it for an update that they actually aren't going to be adding maybe more ground-related stuff, and they can actually add new missiles for air players, so they actually want to play some new stuff. That's just what I think they're going to end up doing. I think, like I said, I think we will see the 9X at bare minimum on board the platforms I'd already mentioned. I can't really imagine. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't give it to the F-15C or F-16C so that they could say maybe at a air quote lower BR. Hence, they also did not get the new AIM-120C5. That's just what I am assuming is going to happen. And as far as the actual version we have of the 9X, I believe we only have the Block 1 arriving, so it's nothing. It's definitely an upgrade from the 9M, do not get me wrong, but it's not the Block 2. It's not going to be an absurdly stupid missile. It's just going to be, well, slightly stupid. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys want to see the AIM-9X on board US aircraft like the F-15E and F-18, or are you guys wanting for it to stay the AIM-9M and kind of just, go from there, and we'll see. I want to see what your guys' thoughts are. Anyways, if you guys are not already subscribed, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Make sure to join the Discord, linked down below in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you guys in a later video.